In the previous part, Gu Yanze unknowingly got a little bride who was actually a poor little boy named Xiao Yu. Instead of abandoning him after learning the truth, Yanze accepts Xiao Yu as his family and promises to protect him for the rest of his life. As they grow closer, Xiao Yu secretly falls in love with Yanze, while strange cracks begin appearing all over their village. One day, the ground suddenly collapses beneath them. Without a second thought, Yanze jumps in after Xiao Yu, choosing to live or die together. But instead of dying, they wake up in a mysterious world, filled with giant monsters, and discover they have traveled from 1982 to the year 2042. After being rescued by survivors, they learn a shocking truth: the monsters roaming the world were once humans. Let's continue this incredible story and find out what awaits Gu Yanze and Xiao Yu in this terrifying future. The scattered words reached the two children's ears, hitting them like a sudden blow. Those monsters, they were actually created from humans themselves. The two young boys, who had just traveled through time and were completely dependent on each other, were assigned to a shared dorm room. The air inside was thick with smoke and unpleasant smells, making the entire room feel suffocating. Xiao Yu wasn't used to it. He quickly covered his nose and secretly complained to himself, "It smells awful. It's nothing but smoke and drinks." Li Daqian crouched down beside an empty bed. "There's still some space here. You two will have to squeeze in together for now." Then he turned to the people in the room and reminded them with a smile, "These two kids are from the old generation of humanity. They just got here, so don't trouble them." The people in the room acted as if they hadn't heard him and simply continued doing their own thing. The entire dorm remained filled with the suffocating smell of smoke and drink. Gu Yanze picked up the dirty bedsheet and asked, "Uncle Li, where do we wash our clothes?" "Just walk straight inside. You'll see it." Li Daqian answered without turning around. "Let me show you how to use the washing machine. Otherwise, you might accidentally break it." "Thank you, Uncle Li." The two boys quickly followed him. When they saw the strange machine in front of them, Gu Yanze frowned and instinctively asked, "Where's the water faucet?" Li Daqian laughed and pointed at the machine behind him. "What era do you think this is? People still wash clothes with water? Just put the clothes inside, press a button, and they'll be clean in a few minutes." The two boys looked at each other skeptically, before cautiously putting the bedsheet into the machine and pressing the start button. The machine immediately began, making a deep rumbling sound. A faint blue light surrounded the fabric as it spun rapidly. The two teenagers were so startled that they leaned closer, their eyes widening in disbelief. And just a moment later, the machine stopped. When they pulled the bed sheet out, both of them were completely stunned. The wrinkled fabric was now fluffy and soft, glowing with a bright, spotless sheen. There wasn't even a single drop of water on it. Li Daqian then led them into another room. "This is the cleaning chamber. It can even clean the clothes you're wearing." Once they stepped inside, they pressed the start button. In an instant, a soft, glowing mist surrounded their entire bodies. Just moments later, the cleaning process was complete. Their clothes looked brand new, as if they had just changed into them. Even their skin looked completely clean and refreshed. Soon after, Li Daqian brought them to trays of food. Each tray contained only a bottle of dark-colored nutritional liquid, a few energy pills, and several pieces of dried ration food. Seeing the confusion on their faces, Li Daqian smiled and explained, "Resources are limited here. You can't expect to eat meat and fish every single day like you used to back in your time. But don't underestimate these little things. They provide all the nutrients your bodies need, and the absorption rate is extremely high." Xiao Yu unscrewed the bottle and took a small sip. The bitter liquid slid down his throat, making him scrunch up his face in disgust. "Why does this taste even worse than the medicine brother Gu Yanze used to make?" After an exhausting day, the two boys finally managed to get a peaceful night's sleep. Gu Yanze held his Xiao Yu tightly, keeping him safely in his arms as his warm breath brushed against the top of his head. Suddenly, a man in a white medical coat approached them. He placed both hands on the edge of the bed and stared down at the two sleeping figures. His deep gaze cast an invisible shadow over them. Xiao Yu was the first to open his eyes. Peeking over Gu Yanze's shoulder, his eyes immediately met the suspicious gaze of the man standing in front of them. He jolted awake and quickly sat up. His sudden movement woke Gu Yanze as well. Thinking there had been an earthquake, Gu Yanze looked around in confusion. The doctor in the white coat shifted his gaze toward Xiao Yu and spoke gently. "Xiao Yu, right? I'm from the medical station. Li Daqian asked me to take you there." Before he could finish, Gu Yanze immediately frowned. He pulled Xiao Yu behind him protectively, his eyes sharp and alert. "I'm going to." The man pointed toward the muscular man standing behind him and said helplessly, "Aren't you part of the mobile department? Go with him." Gu Yanze stepped forward, his expression firm. "I'll go to the health station with Xiao Yu first. The muscular man snorted coldly, his face filled with obvious disgust. That's exactly why I hate people from the old generation. They're always so slow and troublesome. In the end, the doctor in the white coat had no choice but to give in. Fine. I'll take you there later. At the end of the hallway, the doctor pointed toward a door with a sign hanging above it. That's the medical station. Xiao Yu tightly held on to Gu Yanze's arm and cautiously followed him. As soon as they reached the entrance, their eyes fell onto figures standing outside. One was wearing a black dress, while the other was wearing red. The two women stood quietly in front of the door, their figures graceful and elegant. Gu Yanze looked at their thin clothing and instinctively frowned. Aren't they cold dressed like that? Xiao Yu lowered his eyes. His fingertips trembled slightly as he looked at the two women. For some reason, they reminded him of his mother, who used to wear makeup all the time. His mother had once worked in a profession that the entire village looked down on. She used to dress up and put on makeup just like these women. Everyone always said that his mother's job was dirty. The doctor in the white coat reassured them that they didn't need to worry. He explained that the medical station had the cleanest working environment, and the temperature inside was always maintained at a comfortable 25 degrees Celsius. The moment the two boys stepped inside, the two women immediately rushed over and hugged them. They're so cute. It's been forever since we've seen children around here. What are your names? Are you from the old generation of humanity? Kids from the old days really are the cutest. Xiao Yu, who was extremely possessive of his husband, immediately wrapped his arms tightly around Gu Yanze and loudly declared, "He is mine. Don't touch him." The woman in the black dress placed a hand on his shoulder and leaned closer. "Little guy, if you want to keep your big boy by your side, you still have a lot to learn." The woman in the red dress joined in, teasing him. "Men are all attracted to beautiful women. You'll understand when you grow up." Just then, the doctor stepped in to break things up. He introduced the two women as plant therapy specialists. They would take Xiao Yu on as an assistant and teach him some basic medical and biological knowledge. Gu Yan smiled and turned to Xiao Yu. "This place doesn't look too bad. What do you think?" Xiao Yu pursed his lips and quietly replied, "I guess it's okay." A moment later, the doctor started urging Gu Yanze to head to the mobile combat unit before he was late. Xiao Yu immediately reached out and grabbed tightly onto his brother's clothes. "I want to come and see the mobile combat unit too." The two women quickly held him back and tried to reassure him. "Visitors aren't allowed in the mobile combat unit. Just stay here and behave." The doctor led Gu Yanze away. Even as he left, he still couldn't bear to part with Xiao Yu. He waved goodbye. "I'll see you later, Xiao Yu." Xiao Yu stood there, frozen for a moment, before raising his hand and waving back. "I'll see you later, Gu Yanze." Meanwhile, inside the mobile unit training room, a man was swinging a long sword, striking hard at several mutated octopuses. Instructor Lee pointed at the pool of syrup on the floor and explained, "This is a type of octopus that mutated from human genes. A normal octopus might mutate, but it wouldn't release bright red syrup like this. Make sure you know the difference." Before he could finish speaking, the door was pushed open. The doctor walked in with Gu Yanze. "Instructor Lee, this is the member of the old generation who arrived yesterday. His name is Gu Yanze. Mr. Lee has assigned him to the mobile course." Instructor Lee glanced at him before tossing him a combat uniform stained with syrup. "Put this on and come over here." Gu Yanze grabbed the uniform. The moment his fingertips touched the dried syrup, his pupils suddenly shrank. "Why is there syrup on this? We don't have a uniform in your size right now." The previous owner of this uniform refused to follow instructions and ended up being eliminated during a combat exercise. Take it as a warning. Cold sweat trickled down Gu Yanze's temples. He nervously asked, "People can actually get eliminated during a combat exercise?" One of the team members glanced at him sideways. The syrup on his sword hadn't even dried yet, and his voice was filled with contempt. "If you're scared, then get out while you still haven't put that uniform on. Go back to the medical station and play with those women." Those mocking words stabbed straight into Gu Yanze's heart. Suddenly, the scene of the giant black eagles attacking them when they first arrived. In this era flashed through his mind. If Uncle Lee hadn't stepped in and helped them back then, he and Xiao Yu would have already become food for those giant birds. If he backed down now, then who would protect Xiao Yu in the future? The fear in his eyes instantly disappeared, replaced by absolute determination. He spoke firmly, his voice echoing through the room. "I'll wear it." Meanwhile, in the hallway of the medical station, Xiao Yu was standing on tiptoe, eagerly waiting. He looked up at the doctor in the white coat and asked, "Uncle, when will Gu Yanze come back?" The doctor, Uncle Zhang, gently reassured him. "The mobile unit usually gets back pretty late. Their work is definitely harder, but they get the best food and living conditions. So, you don't need to worry." Back in the dorm, Xiao Yu sat on the bed, clutching a packet of snacks. Uncle Zhang, why are there so many women at the medical station? Are we the only two men here? Uncle Zhang gave a faint smile and calmly explained. The medical station is the strategic reserve base for the human reconstruction project. There are only a limited number of positions available. The two of us were simply lucky enough to be assigned here together. Xiao Yu only half understood. He nodded. Oh, I see. As he happily munched on his snacks, he swung his legs back and forth. The next second, the doors suddenly flew open. Gu Yanze rushed into the room carrying a large bag filled with food. He leaned against the wall, still covered in a thin layer of sweat from training. His eyes curved into a gentle smile as he softly called out, Xiao Yu, look, I brought you some good food. Xiao Yu immediately dropped his snack packet and ran straight into Gu Yanze's arms. He looked up at him with concern. Gu Yanze, are you okay? Gu Yanze tried to make himself sound casual. I'm fine. The training was just a little intense. Look, the instructor gave me plenty of food to replenish my energy. He said that as long as I complete my assigned missions, I'm allowed to take some food back with me. With that, he handed a piece of bread to Xiao Yu. His eyes were filled with undisguised affection. Uncle Zhang looked a little curious. Aren't members of the mobile team forbidden from taking their food outside? Gu Yanze handed him a piece of bread as well. Uncle Zhang, thank you for taking care of Xiao Yu. This is for you. Uncle Zhang looked at the bread but gently shook his head. There was a hint of sadness in his voice. My body hasn't been able to digest this kind of food for a long time. Gu Yanze's hand froze as he held the bread. Suddenly, he understood what Uncle Zhang meant. Looks like bringing food back was the right decision after all, Zhao. You asked for the reason, to which Gu Yanze replied. The human digestive system follows a simple principle: use it, and it stays strong. Stop using it, and it gradually weakens. Because people had been relying on highly absorbable nutritional liquid for so long, their bodies had become dependent on it. Over time, they gradually lost the ability to digest ordinary food. Uncle John explained it very bluntly. People at the medical station never leave the shelter, but the mobile team has to go outside every single day. If there's ever a food shortage, they need to be able to eat plants and animals from outside. That's why the shelter gives all these precious natural foods to the members of the mobile team. That way, they can maintain normal digestive function. Xiao Yu looked up at Gu Yanze. Gu Yanze, I want to join the mobile team too. I want to go outside with you someday. Hearing that, Uncle Zhang immediately lost his temper. Will you just stop being so naive? With a body like yours, you wouldn't even last 2 days in the mobile team before getting yourself eliminated. Xiao Yu froze after being yelled at. He nervously looked toward Gu Yanze. Gu Yanze, is the training in the mobile team really that dangerous? Gu Yanze tried to remain calm and gently reassured him. Of course not. He's just trying to scare you. Then he turned toward Uncle Zhang. You're only saying that because you want him to stay at the medical station, right? Uncle Zhang was so frustrated that he didn't know what else to say. Anyway, joining the mobile team isn't as easy as you think. Just stay here at the medical station and behave. As long as this shelter still exists, you won't have to worry about starving. After saying this, Uncle Zhang went out. Gu Yanze held roasted chicken legs in his hand. The delicious smell of sizzling meat filled the air, and the heat from the freshly roasted chicken made Xiao Yu practically drool. Gu Yanze deliberately teased him. Xiao Yu, this chicken leg is really good, you know. Every now and then, someone would walk past and complain jealously. There they go again. Those guys from the mobile team showing off their food. Time flew by, and before they knew it, 6 years had passed. The two boys still kept many of the habits they had developed when they were little. Every night, they would sleep close together, with the older boy looking after the younger one. But as they grew older, even their everyday interactions naturally began to change. One morning, Xiao Yu was restless in his sleep and moved closer to Gu Yanze, his leg hitting his point. The sudden movement startled Gu Yanze awake. His face immediately turned bright red. He carefully tried to create some distance between them, but Xiao Yu only held onto him more tightly in his sleep. Gu Yanze froze, completely unsure of what to do. He kept reminding himself, stay calm, just stay calm. He barely even dared to move. Just as he was about to get out of bed, Xiao Yu woke up. He wrapped his arms around Gu Yanze's waist and sleepily mumbled, it's still early. Sleep a little longer, Gu Yanze. Xiao Yu looked at him with sleepy, slightly hurt eyes. Gu Yanze became even more flustered. He quickly pulled the blanket around Xiao Yu and covered him up properly. It suddenly got colder. Be careful not to catch a cold. His face was still bright red, and even his voice sounded slightly shaky. He hurriedly grabbed his jacket and rushed toward the door, speaking awkwardly as he left. I'm having breakfast with the team today. I'm heading to training. Xiao Yu sat on the bed wrapped in the blanket, staring at his brother's retreating figure. Later, when they bring breakfast and see you're not here, they might take it away. Just tell them I went out for a run. I'll be back later. Gu Yanze answered without even turning around. Xiao Yu hugged the blanket and smiled to himself. Looks like all that teasing really worked. He then slipped completely under the blanket. His nose brushed against the soft fabric, and he took a quiet breath. The blanket still carried Gu Yanze's familiar scent. Meanwhile, Gu Yanze ran straight to the training grounds. He immediately started doing pull-ups at a frantic pace. Sweat dripped onto the ground, but somehow it still didn't calm the restless feeling inside him. He's only 15. What is wrong with me? It must just be because I have too much energy. I'll ask the instructor to give me some extra training later. Just then, one of his teammates walked over with a teasing smile. Why are you here so early? Getting yourself in shape for the breeding program? Gu Yanze's expression immediately turned cold. His eyebrows tightened. What breeding program? Isn't it just a routine medical checkup? Looks like Instructor Lee hasn't told you yet. You're old enough now. You have to go to the medical station for the reproductive program. The women there are basically responsible for having children. For elite male soldiers, like us, your little wife is so fragile like a woman. He can't even have children for you. Gu Yanze's voice was filled with restrained anger. Can you watch what you say? Seeing how angry Gu Yanze had become, the man deliberately pushed further. Why are you pretending to be so righteous? People at the medical station are there for that purpose. And that little brother of yours has it even easier. He doesn't have to do anything. As long as he keeps the higher-ups happy, he'll be taken care of. Gu Yanze clenched his fist. His veins stood out as anger surged through him. His voice turned icy. What exactly are you trying to say? Those cruel words would eventually set off a shocking chain of events. The seemingly obedient Xiao Yu, who had been hiding a much darker side, finally decided to act. On the other side in medical room, a big fat man came looking for Xiao Yu and told him that the commander was in room 8, and Xiao Yu was called there. Xiao Yu got very scared. At that moment, Uncle John quickly intervened and politely told the man, I'm so sorry. This boy just turned 15. He's still not skilled, so I'll serve in his place. Just as he was speaking, the old, heavy-set man suddenly lost his temper. He slapped Uncle Zheng hard across the arm and shoved him aside. The commander called for him by name, so don't you dare stand in the way. The blow was so forceful that Uncle Zheng fell to the ground. Xiao Yu immediately rushed over and helped him up. Worried, he asked what was happening and why Uncle Zheng was being taken instead of him. But Uncle Zheng refused to explain. Instead, he urgently told Xiao Yu to go find Gu Yanze. The fat man, clearly running out of patience, glared at him with a disgusted expression. You'd better stop resisting. Gu Yanze is only a small captain. If the commander finds out about this, he won't be able to save you, and he will also face the consequences. The moment Xiao Yu heard that Gu Yanze could be in danger, he immediately changed his mind. He turned around and followed the fat man. Uncle Zheng could only watch helplessly, knowing there was nothing he could do to protect Xiao Yu. After a while, they arrived at room number 8. The fat man ordered Xiao Yu to go inside. The commander-in-chief is waiting for you. Little Xiao stepped into the room. A heavy-set man was sitting in a chair, holding a glass of wine. Smoke filled the entire room, making the atmosphere feel even more intimidating. Xiao Yu stood there trembling from head to toe. He was so frightened that he didn't even dare look directly at the man. Keeping his eyes lowered, he nervously said, Chief Officer, I'm a little nervous. I'm scared. The man sitting in front of him extended his glass. Drink. Little Xiao took a small sip, teased the old man with his actions, and then, almost surprisingly, remarked, It's too sweet. The old man's expression darkened. Xiao Yu quickly smiled, thanked him, and handed the glass back. The man drank the drink himself before grabbing Xiao Yu and beginning to question him. But something suddenly changed. Xiao Yu answered every question calmly and confidently. He didn't seem frightened anymore. It became clear that his fear earlier had been an act. Then, without hesitation, he even told the officer that he slept beside his husband every night and that he truly cared about him. He spoke openly about how much he loved and cherished his husband. But the moment he said that, the officer's expression turned furious. He suddenly struck little Xiao across the cheek. Your first time should have been given to your supervisor and no one else. Didn't you know that? The man was absolutely enraged. He ordered Xiao Yu to start serving him. But little did he know what was coming next. Xiao Yu did something to the man's stick, resulting in angering the old man. He held his arm to shoot Xiao Yu, but suddenly he began coughing violently. He staggered and collapsed, pointing shakily at Xiao Yu standing before him. My voice. What did you do to me? Xiao Yu slowly straightened up. A cold smile appeared at the corner of his lips. Looks like you've stayed in a safe place for so long that you forgot to be careful about what you consume. The commander suddenly remembered the drink the boy had handed him earlier. He realized that he had fallen into Xiao Yu's trap from the very beginning. Just as he was thinking, Xiao Yu busted a wine bottle on his head, leaving him injured. Commander desperately tried to call for help, but he could barely move. Xiao Yu picked up the weapon lying nearby and kept his eyes fixed on the commander. "Commander, would you like a smoke?" Saying this, he lighted the smoke and did that was required. The commander lay helplessly on the floor, desperately trying to call for help, but no sound came out. Xiao Yu remained completely expressionless. "You really thought that after I learned what you did to Uncle Zhang, I could still pretend to be an innocent child who would flatter you and obey everything you said?" Suddenly, bang! The door was violently thrown open. Xiao Yu instinctively looked up. His eyes immediately met the terrified and worried gaze of the person standing at the entrance. Gu Yanze practically rushed into the room. He grabbed Xiao Yu's wrist tightly, his voice trembling with urgency. "Xiao Yu, come with me, now." Xiao Yu didn't dare look at him. He turned his face away. "Why are you here?" Gu Yanze glanced at the chaos behind him and fell silent. Xiao Yu gently pulled his hand away. "I've committed a serious crime. There's no way I can escape. Just pretend you were never here." To which Gu Yanze replied, "If it's a serious crime, then we have to run." Gu Yanze's voice suddenly rose, almost becoming a shout. Xiao Yu gave him a bitter smile. "And what happens after we escape? There are monsters everywhere outside. Either way, we're probably not making it out alive." Gu Yanze grabbed him by the shoulders and pulled him closer. His eyes were filled with absolute determination. "If we're going to face danger either way, then I'll face it with you outside." Xiao Yu froze. A playful glint suddenly appeared in his eyes. He leaned closer and quietly teased, "So, you mean we're running away together?" Gu Yanze's face instantly turned bright red. He was both embarrassed and frustrated. "Seriously, this is not the time to joke around." Xiao Yu spread his arms and calmly said, "Because I've been preparing for this day for a long time. Before I took that old man down, I made sure he couldn't call for help. No one outside knows anything has happened to him yet. He stays in here for at least an hour every day, and he absolutely hates being disturbed. That's why there are no guards outside." After saying that, Xiao Yu calmly sat down, resting his hand against the edge of the sofa. There wasn't even a trace of panic on his face. He was clearly ready to leave everything in his husband's hands. Gu Yanze told him that they have to escape as quickly as possible, but the next scene shocked him, making his face bright red. And the reason was Xiao Yu. He slid his shirt a little lower and shyly said to Gu Yanze, "I'm not afraid of elimination, but I'm afraid that even when I die, I won't be able to become your real husband. Don't forget, I'm your wife." Gu Yanze became even more flustered, but he didn't lose his composure. Closing his eyes shut, he slightly turned his head away and told Xiao Yu that, "I know this, but I can't do this right now." Suddenly Xiao Yu hugged him and said, "I have half an hour left, and right now I want a proper identity. I am your wife. I don't want you to treat me like your younger brother." Saying this, he kissed Gu Yanze. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you liked it, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to follow the latest parts. Love you all.